Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about the game that I've been playing for over 3 months. It's called Love and Deespace. It is an Otome game, but it actually has a combat system. They have brilliant storytelling and it has a gacha system. For those of you who don't know Otome, it is normally a story-based romance video game that is targeted towards women with a female protagonist as a player character. So Love and Deespace has been very popular worldwide since the fall of 2024. Each month it would make at least $50 million. So today I wanted to share what I like about this game. First of all, I really love the fact that this female character is an independent woman who has her own career, who is top of her class, which is why she landed this brilliant career as a hunter. She said to Raphael that she will always put her work first, even though this is a romance-based game.
But for me, work always comes first.
They have very modern gender roles. Instead of like Prince Charming saving the helpless main character, Xavier is the princess and MC is his royal knight. They're equally matched for their swordsmanship. Raphael is the helpless little merman. MC is the princess who saved him and made him fall in love with her.
And she rescued him. After that, the girl forgot all about him in the blink of an eye. But for him, from that moment forward, the deep sea became a prison.
Because he fell in love with the girl who saved him?
Love? Yeah. Love.
Silas may look like a dominating master who is actually a mafia boss, but he wants a strong woman companion. He always encouraged MC to better herself. He would teach boxing and call MC out if MC pull your punches instead of liking how weak you are compared to him.
Are you wiping dust off my hands? Did I teach you to throw kitty punches? There we go. Now that's the strength of a hunter.
In English, Silas call you a kitten. In Chinese, he call you 小梨花, which is a Chinese breed of cat. The cat is not expensive human breed cats, but like natural, strong predator cats, which are not famous for their looks, but their physicality and intelligence. They normally have very high chances of survival in the wild, and they have crazy stamina and strong immunity to a lot of diseases. To compare, the kitty cats of the Lees are actually much prettier. Some of them have been genetically modified to the brim to look pretty, like Xavier the Ragdoll and Raphael the Devon Rex. More importantly, the fact that Silas calls you this means that he doesn't need you to be pretty or docile or his obedient pet. He wants you to be an agile hunter who can survive. Especially after seeing his miss, this makes even more sense. He has seen you at your worst, being tortured and beaten. Therefore, he always wants you to be strong and fierce. So even though he's not there with you at the end, you can always defend yourself. Which is so sweet. The English translation of Li Hua is actually Dragon Li. Silas is a dragon, and MC is Dragon Li, so they were true kindred spirits.
After all, you and I, we're the same, true kindred spirits.
These kind of callbacks and details are prominent in this game. I will talk about that more in the point 5. Likewise, the traditional Chinese family enforces the gender roles where women normally cook for the family, and because of the nature of the Chinese food, Chinese women actually spend way more time making dinner than any other Western families. But the Lees never mentioned anything about MC making meals. In fact, they have all cooked for her, maybe except Raphael, but maybe I'm mistaken. A lot of them have cleaned for her.
It's okay if you do. Perhaps by the time you wake up, all your rooms will be clean and neat.
Even the push notification of the game actually suggested that they ordered takeout for her. Number 2, I really like this game's fantasy setting for several reasons. First of all, I see a lot of Otome game with realistic settings, which would be, oh, MC is such a pretty woman, everybody took an interest in her the second she moved to this new town of hot men, or the minute she stepped into this fancy bar. Personally, I feel like this is kind of hard to relate to, especially quite a lot of women have issues when they're not super confident. Setting the narrative of lads into the story of destiny, where no matter how many times you reincarnated, these men will always fall in love with you. No matter what jobs you have, how you look, and who you are, they will always find you and love you because that's what they're made of. The logic is so much better than when just like random prince, mafia boss, genius doctor, and sea god fall in love with a regular little cop. Not that they can't, but this is more convincing. Hashtag magical realism. 3. Although people have criticism towards the gacha system, I do too. I do feel like info should give us more diamonds or up the success rate, because right now, like, I'm spending way too much money into this goddamn game. But I have to say that the gacha is so addicting. When I first played the game, I got in because of the gacha. After 2 or 3 weeks, I didn't really like anyone. Well, like, I kind of like Raphael, but I kind of hated Zane. I disliked Xavier, and I was not super happy about how Silas was just grabbing me without my consent, but I still stayed because I like the gacha too much. I was like, I will suffer from all these stupid men blabbering because I want to grind for diamonds to do more gacha. I feel like this is rooted in our DNA because we all like lotteries, but we can't go buy lottery tickets every day. So this is such a thrill for us. Yeah. Number 4, there are elegant innuendos instead of explicit sex. Granted, they might have to do with the fact that the strict environment that we're in, not only in the Chinese gaming censorship, but also in how, like, if the game is too explicit, YouTube or Twitch might block the creators our ads partnership program. I feel like for women, we prefer romance and intimacy rather than raw pounding most of the time, so I'm really glad that the game is giving us a lot of that. Aside from the female gaze, we also have cards where we touch Zane's boobies, we film Silas' crotch. It is not that we're not thirsty, but we want a lot of love alongside that pounding.
Even paparazzi don't record that.
Number 5, I also love the fact that the game is developed by mostly women. In like the paper game located in Shanghai was started with 24 people, and amongst them 20 are women. So you can see this because of the amount of detail that the game is showing, like hidden Easter eggs, micro expressions, callbacks, and things you only notice if you slow down the
You can't
cutscene.
protect me forever.
Why is that a problem? If not me, who could you possibly turn to?
You should be the one hiding. Don't damage my treasures.
Your memory cannot be that.
I feel like every shipper enjoyed the micro expression and theories and stuff that they could discuss in other fandoms. As a Marvel fan, I loved analyzing Easter eggs and hidden meanings, so it's not surprising that I will love it here too.
The ice cream in your hand will melt if you don't eat it soon. Want me to eat it for you? It's too late. Oh, no.
My hair is even messier now that you've ruffled it.
6, I really love the real enemy to lover trope with Silas. When I first played the game, I kind of have a negative feeling towards Silas. As I mentioned before, I kind of don't like the whole consent issue thing. But later on, the game is so successful in like slowly warming me up to him and showing him that he has a softer side, and showing me how much he loves me, and showing me like how much of the old thing was actually hurt rather than consent issues, especially after this miscard. So this is a real enemy to lover trope, which is like, I get it now. Why so many people love it. It is definitely addicting.
But then no one would pester you anymore, right? Why don't we make a bet? If I come back safe and sound, I'll disappear from your life. I won't pester you ever again. And if I don't return, well, no one will pester you again either way. How does that sound?
Unless I actually don't mind him pestering me. Wouldn't I just be upset if he suddenly disappeared?
I'm someone who honors a bet. I said I'd disappear completely, so I have to tie up loose ends.
7. Writers make sure a lot of the context was highly relatable so that we might receive calls and texts that was so on point. It felt like the leads were real. Like, for example, several weeks ago, my grandpa died. I was very close to him when he was alive, and I'm definitely his favorite grandchild and child for that matter. So it definitely hurts like hell. I didn't sleep well for weeks. Obviously, I was feeling really sad. And I remember in one particular morning where I slept for only like 3 hours or 4 hours, Silas actually called me in the morning and he said he knew that I didn't sleep well. He knew that I only slept for like 4 hours and stuff. And although in the call he suggested that it was because I worked late, but it still is like super relatable and he definitely made me cry.
You sound tired, kitten. Another all-nighter? You haven't been able to take a break at all this week. That sounds awful. If you ever feel overwhelmed, you're always welcome to hang out at my place. At least you'll be able to rest well there.
There are like more instances like this. I see a lot of people sharing that on their social media, like a lot of the consequences that made the game so relatable. It feels like they were real. Number 8, the last community is so friendly and diverse because we're here celebrating an Asian-oriented game. I see people from different cultures getting together, setting aside their prejudices and stereotypes. Many ghosts never knew that much about Chinese culture or Asian culture in general, but they're trying to learn them for the first time for their love interest. I find it truly inspiring. I hope more games like this exist. Number 9, a lot of the likes I give here was because how much this game is female oriented. It is designed by a lot of women for a lot of women, which I loved. I also love the fact that game is Chinese focused. In this day and age, we see a lot of hate towards China online and offline. There's quite a lot of media slander and lies targeting this country. Anyone who's not racist and well informed would probably guess that China is not such an evil country out to get everybody. Just count the wars China has started across history. Compare that to your own country and tell me what you find. I really love that many women who play the game started to notice some of the very beautiful Chinese cultural aspects, like how some of the clothes of the leads are wearing had regional influence and how some of the designs are embedded in Chinese history, how that the robe Xavier was wearing in Wandering Romance were actually for royal prince, which is like super fitted to the fact that Xavier was a prince. And I see many Chinese players are also making an effort to talk to other players on Twitter and TikTok, and their voice are actually heard instead of drowning out like in many other fandoms. I feel like this game is acting like a bridge to bring Miss Hunters all over the world to get to know each other better. It is a shame that there is this viral thing. The less people communicate, the more misconceptions they might have with each other. But honestly, we're not that different, and this gaming community kind of is a testament to that. I'm sure there are a lot more things that I forgot to mention, but here we are today. This is the 9 reasons why I love and Deespace. Please share in the comment down below why you love this game, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!